Raptors' really big rings. Toronto's first championship ring features 1.25 carat diamond. That's at the top. The Larry O'Brien trophy, right? And then that's the largest single diamond in any professional sports ring. And then there's 74 diamonds overall in and around the Toronto skyline to represent the team's 74 wins if you add up the regular season and the playoffs.
They're really stretching to figure out how to make that 74 diamonds work.
These are large.
Nice piece of jewels.
Right. Nav got a ring, right? That's nice. What did you think, Tracy?
It's awesome. I mean, very nice. Bling to the fullest.
It's like one of Tracy's bracelets.
Bling.
Well, that's true.
It's good to see my man Nav get one, too.
Yeah.
Right?
Awesome, Nav.
Little super fan getting a ring there. That's pretty good. Welcome to The Jump. I am joined by our Day One Jump squad, Brian Windhorst, and the Hall of Famer, Mr. Tracy McGrady. I am Rachel Nichols. Coming up, T-Mac said yesterday that James Harden, might average 40 points a game this season. We're going to discuss how likely his bold prediction is later in the show. First, though, so the Clippers beat the Lakers, and afterward you heard a lot of folks say these teams are they're just getting started, right, on what they'll eventually become, that last night didn't mean all that much, or in Doc Rivers' words, quote, it was just one of 82. And there's some truth to that, not just in Doc's technical ability to read a calendar, but with some of the fitful moments we saw at the start of the game. LeBron was so determined to feed Anthony Davis in the post. Over. And over. And over. And over. Even the popcorn vendors knew where he was about to go. We also had that awkwardness of it officially being a Clippers home game, but with a significant Lakers crowd. Kawhi Leonard addressed the fans pregame, got booed. LeBron took some free throws, got MVP chants. There was also the double take moment when Paul George joined the Clippers bench, looking like he'd just been tapped to star in the new James Bond movie.
Nice.
Twitter had a few jokes. There was this one and this one. But by the time the second quarter rolled around, PG actually looked properly dressed for the Broadway show that Kawhi had started to put on, burying 7 straight shots to completely change the game's momentum. You know that new Terminator commercial where Arnold Schwarzenegger and Linda Hamilton are joking that Kawhi acts just like one of the movie's famous robots, except then Kawhi turns around and his eye lights up, Terminator style? That's pretty much what last night's second quarter looked like, only what made the run so telling was that it wasn't just Kawhi who looked indestructible. You had Mo Harkless with the steal and the bucket that showed just how well he's going to fit in on this heart and hustle team that still has 6'1" Patrick Beverley doing 6'1" Patrick Beverley things. Here he is trying to win the jump ball against AD, who's got 9 inches on him. Yep. And even after that, the little clap because, he's Pat Bev. Now, it wouldn't be all Clippers the rest of the way. The Lakers made a run in the third, and we saw some vintage LeBron, both with this dunk, and a little block there. Sorry. But in the fourth quarter, a little shade of Andre Iguodala, the Clippers' depth helped them pull away for good. By the time it was over, Steve Ballmer got so excited he actually ripped the elbow of his shirt from clapping so hard. And the Clips bench had outscored the Lakers bench 60-19. That's a lot, in case you were curious. And this is all before Paul George comes back from his shoulder surgery. I actually saw PG in the hallway after the game. He told me his brain was going into absolute overdrive on the bench as he thought of all the little ways he can complement what he was already seeing out on the floor. So yeah, this game was just one of 82. Paul George still has to come back. You'll still see more LeBron and AD pick and roll, etc., etc., etc. But just because this game didn't mean everything, didn't mean it didn't mean something. We saw an early picture of who these teams are, and it sure looked a lot sharper for one of them than the other. So as you can see on the screen, that means we got to start out with something, nothing, or everything, right, guys?
Early in the show.
First up, the Clippers bench outscoring the Lakers bench 60-19. Something, nothing, or everything. What do you got, Tracy?
I'm saying this is everything. Reason being, I have the Clippers winning the championship this year. To be a championship team, you got to have a championship bench. You got to have a bench that produces every night. When starters are slacking a little bit, these guys come in, they provide great energy. You got a guy in Lou Will who's been a 6-man a few times that averages 20 points. And I just like what I see from them. So I'm going everything.
This is everything, not just because what happened in this game. This is the fundamental difference between these two teams. The Lakers had to clear the decks to get their 2 superstars and really have had to sort of scramble to fill out their roster. The Clippers were able to get their 2 superstars without losing all the depth. Now, they all traded away all their future picks,
right?
But their team is so much more complete. And boy, Lou Williams is such an important player for the Clippers, because, especially with Paul George out. He's a stress reliever. And when they got off to a rough start last night, the Lakers got up big early on. They brought in Montrezl Harrell. They brought in Lou Williams. They started running their pick and roll. Everything was flowing again, and that enabled Kawhi to then go off.
Right, because it's not just that they didn't have to clear out their bench to make those trades. It's that it is one of the best benches in the league last season. 2 Sixth-Man of the Year candidates, one of them who won. And Doc Rivers said last night he thinks they're going to be better this season. He thinks Mo Harkless fits right in there. We saw that with the steal last night. And I don't know. I heard someone ask Anthony Davis in the locker room afterward, well, I mean, your guys' bench is going to be better once Kuz comes back. And that's true. And obviously Rondo also was hurt last night. But I don't think they've got the bodies there that they need to match up. And again, the Clippers, we're talking about the highest bar, right? You said that you picking them to win the title. So I'm not saying the Lakers are a bad team. They won't win a lot of games at all. But if you're talking about the highest bar, I just don't see them having the bodies to get there, even when those guys come back. I also want to ask you a little bit about Kawhi's 16 second-quarter points, something, nothing, or everything. What do you think?
Well, this is definitely something, but really, to me, it was part of the entire first half show, which includes his commercials, where he's throwing some shade at the Lakers, his New Balance commercial, throwing some shade at LeBron and the Lakers. The pregame video, which threw some shade at the Lakers. And that, as you said earlier, it was sort of a quasi-Laker home game. That said, Kawhi embraced this game, and the Clippers embraced this rivalry. I know LeBron downplayed it, but that's not what I saw from the Clippers.
I think it's something. I go back to Kawhi days in San Antonio, where he was primarily the best defender on the court for that team. And now, I mean, his offense has caught up to his defense. So for him to put on a display like he did in the finals against Golden State on one leg, I'm not surprised by this. This is who he is now. He's a great defender, and he also is a great mid-range shooter that can score the ball at any given time.
We use that expression with athletes. We're seeing him at the height of his power.
Yeah.
That's what I felt like with Kawhi last night. All right, let's go to Lakers side, though. LeBron and AD combining to score 2 points in the fourth quarter. Something, nothing, or everything, T-Mac.
I don't think this is anything right here, because from what I seen from LeBron last night, he was trying to figure things out, right? He's in his 17th year. He's trying to defer and really establish AD to being the guy for this team. He was deferring a lot. He was very passive. He was just trying to figure out what he has around here. He's done that in the past with some of his newer teams.
Yeah, I don't want to overreact to this game, but I do think that this is everything. The way these two guys play together is going to be a huge factor going forward, and we're not going to judge them just now, but they have probably had the least amount of practice time of anybody in the NBA, because not only did they go overseas, but they went overseas and then couldn't practice there. And they came back, they immediately went into games. They didn't take time to practice like the Nets did. You felt like they were still practicing last night.
Yeah, look, teams that go overseas have a worse record in the regular season. We have seen that over and over and over again. We'll have to see if that catches up to the Lakers. Got a little bonus round for you. Brian sent around this video to all of us earlier this hour. Is Ty Lue leaving Rich Paul hanging? Something, nothing, or everything. Look at this. Look at Ty. Not talking to him. Give him a little stare. Yeah. Let's see it again.
All right, well, I've talked to some of the principals here.
All right, give us a lowdown.
Paul and Rich and Paul George were talking about Paul's suit. And Ty came over and said, hey, stop talking to my player. And it was all in good fun. Now, if you don't believe him, that's fine, but that's the...
That wasn't good fun.
I think that there was the stare down, and it wasn't good fun.
That's right. If you know anything about Ty, he loves to give that stare. That was definitely a Ty Lue stare.
I have a question, guys, and I'm just going to ask Dame Lillard this question, just out there in the universe. Damian Lillard, what time is it? What kind of league is it?
Lillard, a chance to send the Thunder home. Lillard, long range three. It's a make or miss league.
Miss execution, tie game in Toronto. Norm Powell maybe hoping for a Damian Lillard moment out of a timeout, runs some iso ball, throws up a 30-footer that misses at the buzzer, Tracy.
Yeah, I was a little surprised by that shot. It was a very, very ill-advised shot.
They got the rings, but they don't have Kawhi to shake that shot anymore.
And I was surprised they went to him. Maybe, they know something we don't know or we haven't
Do you
seen out of
think
him.
they went to him, or do you
Nick
think
Nurse
he
said
went
it was
to
a
him?
breakdown. The play broke down.
There you go. Make 3-stripe life. Check out the shoes Brandon Ingram wore last night. Oh, look, some T-Mac Millenniums.
Oh, he had on the
Tracy,
back?
he dropped 22, 5, and 5. Got to be the shoes, right?
Stand those millenniums, young fella. I got a new pair coming in December.
Oh,
See?
take care of him.
MZ2s.
The plus minus for Brandon was not strong last night, but hey.
Hey, we didn't ask you for all that.
Don't
ruin this moment,
The
bro.
line was nice. The shoes were nice. It was all good.
It was
there
a
we
clean, right? That's what,
And
that's
they
what the kids
competed
say.
last night,
They
as
did.
I thought
It was
would.
a great game right to the end.
Are
Make
those fire, though?
mathematics. Kendrick Perkins tweeting that Jared Dudley is built like an algebra trig teacher, but you better not leave him open. Kendrick's gonna have to come back and explain what an algebra trig teacher is. But his point is,
Trig is hard.
All I know is, yes, you better not leave him open. The kid can shoot.
Perk is built like the janitor, though.
I don't think that's true, Brian.
Why are we talking about people's build?
I think he's built like the star football player, right?
Hey, man.
Oh, okay.
Kelly knocked down a couple trades last night.
There we go. Coming up, I go one-on-one with Joel Embiid. He talks about his personal and team goals for the season. He talks about his reputation as one of the best trash talkers in the game today. Guys, he says he's never trash talking again. You got to hear this. First, though, it's time for our distant replay from this date in 2004, featuring Tracy's primo, his cousin,
Hey, I'm
Vince
tired
Carter.
of featuring him too much.
I had Jalen Rose. Love for Vince
He's only like
Carter. That was
28
pretty
at
and
this
timeout Scott Skiles.
You're saying like what, 20 years ago?
Gets this place a buzzing, doesn't it?
That was what these
Jalen
people
looked like
came
an
to
old
see.
school loose baggy uniform.